This was the end. This was what we had been working towards for 2 years. It came down to this. So we were trying to build the house of the future. Build it better and make it smarter. We were part of a competition called the Solar Decathlon. But we were really just a bunch of college kids trying to make a difference and build a home that people would actually want to live in all at the same time. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a step back. By now you're probably wondering, what is the Solar Decathlon? Well, it's an international competition to build the energy-efficient house of the future. We were a part of Team Orange County. See, the competition is between colleges, and our team had 4. We were made up of University of California, Irvine, Chapman University, Irvine Valley College, and Saddleback College. In fact, we were one of the most diverse teams they had ever had in the competition. It was unprecedented, and no one really knew how it was going to work out. So, we just started. Here, let me introduce you to a few members of the team.
My name is Paige Svalak, and I'm a student at Saddleback, and I'm studying interior design. I heard about the Solar Decathlon actually probably 2 years ago when it was first announced to Saddleback, and I really wanted to be a participant in it, but at that time I was working a full-time job, taking 6 classes, and so I tried to participate, but my schedule did not really allow that. So probably around last year, I kind of just ran for it. You know, I quit my job. I took less classes and just kind of went from there, you know, because a lot of people, they don't even get this opportunity to be able to not only design, but deal with construction and be a participant in something like this, you know. So I thought it was really important for me personally, not only just to kind of grow as a designer, but also gain more knowledge about constructability and those types of things that only benefit you in the real world.
My name is Jeffrey Monglam. I am a student at IVC. I work on the landscaping and I am designing the dinner party menus for the competition as well as the movie night that will be held. So this is the Buse Garden. It's the first place where I became really interested in plants and agriculture. I came to IVC after I had worked in some restaurants thinking I had wanted to become a chef. I left restaurant work, but I was still interested in food. And so I came here thinking maybe I'd be interested in learning about plants and, you know, agriculture and, you know, edible plants and vegetables and all that sort of thing. And I was right. I came here and it's just taken off since then, and my interest is still growing, and I just can't wait to learn more.
My name is Moritz Limpinsel. I'm at UC Irvine in my 5th year as a PhD student, finishing up my PhD thesis in chemistry and materials physics. And I got involved almost 2 years ago with Team Orange County for the Solar Decathlon, and I became the project engineer. The engineering component of this is to design what's called the MEP system, and the M in that stands for all the mechanical system, E stands for all the electrical system, and P stands for all the plumbing systems. I mean, initially all of this was far beyond my scope. I had a little bit experience with electrical systems, but I never worked with any HVAC or mechanical systems that are needed for a house like this. Those long hours in lab and all these frustrations, in the end, it is something to be proud of, that you could make a contribution in a setting like this, having all these amazing colleagues and all these resources here at UCI, that you actually contributed to something meaningful.
And I work at UCI, and I'm also a Chapman alumni, so I've been brought on to work with the students as the communications coordinator for Team Orange County. Yeah, I really just got involved because I shared a cubicle mate with, my cubicle mates with Alex, who's the project manager, and he was telling me how Chapman is in charge of the communications and marketing aspects for the team, and that he was having a hard time getting all the way down to Orange to connect with the students. So since it was my alma mater and it was right up my alleyway as far as what I went to school for, I was brought on as the communications coordinator and working with the students day in and day out, making sure we meet all of our deliverables and deadlines, and really just making sure that we market Casa del Sol and Team Orange County in the best way possible.
Did you hear that? That's something I forgot to mention. Not only did we have to design and build this house from scratch, but we also had to market it. We had to make sure it was somewhere that people would actually want to live, and we had to design public exhibit materials for the thousands of people that were going to be touring our house come competition time. But before all that, we had to figure out what the basis of our house was going to be. So we settled on one core design philosophy as well as 4 design principles. Let me explain. Casa del Sol was built around the idea of biomimicry, basically meaning that we're copying the characteristics of something found in nature. In our case, we were basing our design around the California poppy. We picked it because it's an incredibly resilient flower, and it opens and closes to the sun, much like our house. Which leads me to the first of our design principles, passive solar. Now, in a technical sense, this means that we use architectural elements to regulate heating, cooling, and lighting demand without employing mechanical or electrical power. In layman's terms, it means we use the sun to heat and cool our house without using any extra energy. Oh, and we use the wind too. See, in Southern California, we get southwestern ocean breezes, so our house automatically opens to let them in when we need to cool our house down. Our second design principle is disruptive innovation. Now, this one's going to take some explaining. Electronics in our house run off of one of 2 kinds of power, AC or DC. Normally, if you want to use DC power, you have to convert it from the AC power we get from the grid. And even if you have solar panels, you have to convert that DC energy to AC and then back to DC, resulting in a 10% energy loss every time you convert it. In our house, however, we have an AC-DC bidirectional inverter, meaning we can use both AC and DC power directly without the energy loss. Our third design principle is SoCal market appeal. By 2060, Southern California's population is estimated to increase by over 2 million people. We decided that we should adjust our house's design to account for that. That's why we include a flex room and a detached studio to account for a family's changing needs, such as that of a family with a returning college student. Our last design principle is that of drought resilience. This was especially important to Casa del Sol, given that our house was based in Southern California. To combat the dry climate, we used a few different techniques. We used plants that were appropriate for the local climate, we used a gray water runoff system to water everything else, and we also used a rainwater capture system, just to supplement our water even further. In addition to lowering our water usage, we also implemented a vertical garden. This meant the tenants of Casa del Sol could grow their own food right on their porch. So now that we had our design, it was time to actually build the house. But before we could do that, we needed the money. So, we started campaigning. This is Alex McDonald, the project manager of Team Orange County. He, along with Dean Washington of UCI Engineering and other faculty members, helped to raise the money that we needed to complete the house. He worked with some of our biggest donors, including the City of Irvine, Irvine Company, LPA, Edison International, and 5 Point Communities. He had his work cut out for him. Meanwhile, the rest of the team was putting the final touches on the design of the house and getting ready for construction.
Just a reminder, the soft deadline for the jury narratives is a month from now.
Okay.
So from, architecture, market, appeal, engineering, and communications, we need to start that editing process. So whoever is the writers for those groups.
I did a review of the engineering draft yesterday, and I sent that back to the students, and it needs a lot of work. But
yeah,
we're on
that's
it.
you guys have like a month. So yeah, I just wanted to keep you guys up to date and remind you guys.
More with you. What's the status on architecture and interior design finishes?
Yes, I sent over all the stuff over to the vendor, and right now they have their engineers reviewing everything, with including all the appliances, the specs, to make sure to see how they would proceed.
This is for furniture?
Furniture,
Like
millwork,
casework.
everything.
Okay.
So they're assessing everything based on what we submitted to them, so that they can accurately price it out for us. So I'm waiting for the numbers to come back, and they have expressed that they are interested in donating some of it, but they will work out a price for us just so we can cost it out into our budget.
Okay.
So I'm waiting to hear back.
Okay. But as far as design, we're all done?
Yeah.
And what a design it was. And that was it. That was our first look at our house in 3D. But we weren't out of the woods yet.
Well, so far, we are in the last stages of this process, and we only have 2 more months to go. And I think that we're doing very well.
I think the progress has been great. We're ahead of schedule. Every project we've been given, we've been able to finish before the deadline.
Been a big challenge. We all put in long hours on top of our day jobs, but I think it's paying off. We have a great design to be proud of, and now we're actually building it and making it a reality and making sure that that great design translates into a great house, and I think we'll all be very proud of it.
However, there are still a lot of things that do need to be buttoned up with. Like for instance, since I'm also working on the lighting, we have to make sure that the Lumen Cash people that we are working with, feel very comfortable with using their new products. And so that needs some buttoning up. And also with the interior design, we have picked out some materials like backsplashes and whatnot, but unfortunately the lead times were not matching up with when we actually need to get them into the house. So we have to kind of go backwards a little bit and pick out new things. So we're gonna get there. It's just been a little bit crazy.
It's been hard, but I think that every challenge we've seen has also been a great learning experience. And I think that the students have learned so much just by doing it.
Confident that we will get done in time. It's going to be a hustle, and some things might fall through the cracks, but you have to keep the big picture in mind that we need to open our house to the public when the competition starts.
While our students were busy at the new IVC construction site, the Irvine Company and its partners were helping us construct the modulars that would eventually become a part of our house. And then it was time to check out the progress.
So what percentage would you say the building's at now?
Probably about 80%.
80%?
Yeah. Not sure what you guys want to look at, so just feel free. Height, something like that, and trying to float everything out. I think because of the flow from this area to there.
This is the halo for the outdoor living room. And we'll have a shade element structure that will be able to retract over this. And the shade structure provides shading obviously during the day, but then at night you'll be able to pull back and see the stars, host a movie night outdoors, and enjoy the ambiance. It'll be quite nice. We'll have some pivot doors right here out front. The students have already developed out on site. Should be pretty cool when it comes together. Yeah.
You could feel the openness of it, but you could also see it as a living structure.
Yeah.
It definitely has the feeling of a home.
Well, I think compared to the other competitions houses, we'll have the resident mansion on site.
Have you got to see any of the?
There's pictures and stuff, so you get to see their floor.
The
Yeah. Well, you get to see their layout.
Right.
And ours is probably is very tall, and we use more of the outdoor space as a living area than our competitors. So it'll be cool.
So the combination of the two is just going to give you that vibe and
that feel of a huge place.
And when the decks were attached, that was one of the comments that everybody that came in made. They're like, "Oh, the house may be a little small, but with the decks on the outside, it's a totally different living space."
Yeah, huge.
Well, and that's just it. It's not just an outdoor deck. It's part of the living space. So when everybody appreciates it that way when you see it put together.
Yeah.
It should be interesting to see more of the progress on site.
Absolutely.
I think IVC is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. Hey Richard, how you doing? Yeah, trying to give birth right now. Yeah. 2 years worth of work coming down the last 2 months. You know how it goes.
Oh, what is this? You guys haven't started?
Well, no, we've started. Yeah.
So the modulars had been delivered, and while construction was ongoing at IVC, the communications team was putting together public exhibit materials. One of our main public exhibit materials were seed packets that we'd hand out to each person that was touring our house. They were filled with poppy seeds, the flower we had based our home's design around, as well as information about the team and the house. We literally had to produce thousands of these packets, all by hand. It was a rather daunting task. At the same time, we were also prepping our tour guides to be able to give tours to the public. We had to teach them about the entire floor plan of the house and all of the technology that went into it. It was a lot of information. To help convey this information in an efficient manner, we actually turned to giant LED signs. They're the same signs used in malls for advertisements. Lastly, in our communications effort, we wanted to make sure that we focused also on education. So we decided to go to local schools and hand out t-shirts to all the kids that were going on field trips to see our house. It was incredible to see all their faces. They were honestly genuinely excited. But of course, before we could show these kids our house, we had to finish it. Now that the house was at least partially complete, we had to move to the Irvine Great Park where the actual competition was being held.
So we're at the Great Park here in Irvine, California. You can see the orange balloon. This is basically the Solar Decathlon site. So starting Monday, which is tomorrow, you're gonna start seeing houses, a community, basically come to life. So it's the day before the madness begins.
That much time. So we gotta step it up.
But we made it. Okay, so we didn't totally finish completely on time, but we made it. And that's what matters, right? Anyway, we finished the house and it was time to go to the opening ceremony. But first, a group picture.
3, 2, 1. You guys rock.
It was funny. Even though we had this massive competition ahead of us, everyone was so happy. I think we were just ready to start, ready to begin.
Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate you, and welcome to the U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon 2015. It took 2 years and about 2,000 students and faculty to design and build their competition houses back on campus. It has taken only 9 days with 500 people to reassemble the houses here at Orange County Great Park. That's because the team sent their strongest, most capable decathletes and crew to build the houses here. They have been working hard in the Solar Decathlon Village with determination and resolve. You are going to be truly amazed at what you're about to see. So I think they're ready. We better make sure. Decathletes, are you ready? Yeah! Let's do that again. Decathletes, are you ready? Good, good.
And then the competition was open. We were a little excited.
Somebody's feeling good now.
Now, as much fun as we were having giving tours and showing the public our 2 years of hard work, we were still in a competition. And it turns out, things weren't exactly going as planned.
Last day of the first weekend. How are we doing?
We're running into some issues with maintaining our comfort zone, which is basically like keeping the house nice and cool. But we're all banking on the fact that the architecture jury is going to love, the beautiful house at Page Design. We're thinking that just because a lot of people have been mentioning that our house feels the most home-like, it looks the best. Of the houses that are being presented, ours is the one they could see themselves living in the most. So I think once those points are input, we'll be much better off than we are now. Because right now we are struggling. We are currently 12th place out of 14, and that's only because, one school just finished building their house today, and the other school has no funding at all. So they're just they don't even have an electric car that they can charge.
So what place are we in right now?
12th out of 14. So we gotta, climb 12 spots in a week. That's not unheard of, man.
And on top of that, we had a bigger problem. We were using too much energy.
The other day, we used 40 kilowatt hours out of 175 of total available.
It's basically
Heat pump, right?
Yeah, so what happened was somebody changed the heat pump setting to 72 degrees, so it was constantly running at that temperature, then running through the whole entire house, and that costs a lot of energy. Nick and David and Lawrence are all working on it to figure out a new plan.
Does anyone know if Javi fixed the lights?
Yes, Javi fixed the
Yes, he did. All of them?
Yes.
Excellent. Good job, Javi.
Luckily, we had a little bit of time to figure out these engineering problems while we were prepping for another competition, the dinner party.
Get pumped, tacos, carbonated fruit. I'm gonna kill it, let's do it. I'm ready.
So the dinner party was a hit, but we were still behind, and we were looking to the affordability contest to pick up some slack.
So the affordability contest encourages teams to design and build affordable houses that combine energy-efficient construction with renewable energy systems.
So, finishing as the third place winner of the affordability contest is Team New York Alfred.
Finishing as the second place winner of the affordability contest is Texas, Germany.
Finishing as the first place winner of the U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon 2015 affordability contest is exciting. It's a tie. The first place winner is University of California, Davis.
Next first place winner is Mass Central America.
All right, that wasn't too bad. We weren't really confident in our affordability score, but we did think that we had a pretty good shot at market appeal.
The third place goes to the Southern Charmers at Clemson University.
The second place award for market appeal goes to California Polytechnic State University, San Luis Obispo.
The first place winner for market appeal is
Stevens Institute of Technology.
So we didn't place. Now, all that was left to do was to wait for the actual scores to come out and see what happened.
So,
Do you know what our photo is?
Affordability score is 91. We're still just about 11th. Market appeal score, we were 9th.
yeah, 68.
I was
That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. So the two surprises. One, we did much better in affordability than we thought we did. We were going to at 330, or 331 basically if you round up. But the market appeal was surprisingly low.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, like really surprising because I feel like we actually really designed our house for this location much better than others. I'm shocked they were that low.
Yeah.
I thought top 5 at least. So.
After that disappointment, we were hoping we'd do better on communications.
Our handouts right here. Actually, unlike the other teams, we added this string so people can put it on them when they're walking throughout the competition. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Lily.
This really puts everything together.
Okay.
With everything.
Well, thank you so
much.
much. Good to meet you.
Bye.
Bye.
Come here. Come here.
Oh man, 2 years, 2 years.
2 years, 5 minutes.
2 years and 5 minutes.
To say they were relieved would be an understatement.
Do I get to take a shower in there now?
Mom,
Daddy-o.
Dad, Margaret. I want this in the documentary.
Yes.
Margaret.
Margaret's her little sister. How old is she? How old?
She's 10.
She's 10 years old. So she was here with us the other day, and she was
I left to study abroad in Australia, and we made a pact saying that when I come back, we would really play with each other and hang out, because, 5 months away was a long time. And then I had to do this project, and I haven't been able to hang out with her, and she's been really sad. So, Margaret, she's been amazing. So, I just gotta shout out to Margaret. I'm gonna be a good sister after this project, I promise.
Finishing as the first place winner of the U.S. Department of Energy Solar Decathlon 2015 contest is Stevens Institute.
To be honest, I think we were all just a little bit shocked. Luckily, Cammie was there to pull us back together.
Look compared to any of the other, first entry teams. We still moved up. That's still our top third score about all of the contests so far. So, chin ups, guys. I'm still so proud of you guys, and we still have so much left to do.
And as luck would have it, a little bit later that day, we got some good news.
Every part of the contest has like 4 things where it's like you attempted to meet it, equals, like you met the standard, exceeded, and then eclipse. Like eclipse is like exceed, you exceeded expectations, eclipse like out of the park. We got the most eclipses and exceeded scores out of anybody of the teams in our contest. So it's like these rankings are so subjective because it doesn't really tell you like how well you did, but I'm so excited. Like Layla's forwarding me the jury notes. Like I'm gonna show Lotus and Lamb. I'm so freaking excited. Like
So things were finally starting to look up. And going into the final weekend, there was one final competition on everybody's mind: engineering. This was the moment of truth.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the announcement of results of our final contest of the 10 decathlon contest, the engineering contest.
For the Solar Decathlon Engineering Contest, a jury of professional engineers evaluated how well the team's houses represent the best in modern engineering. The third place team in the engineering contest goes to Texas, Germany.
Okay, second place. Like so many homes in the competition, the second place team in the engineering contest starts with a high-performing building envelope and deploys a host of passive strategies to reduce energy loads. They meet those reduced loads with a system the jury considers to be the most innovative in the entire competition. This system uses a novel HVAC system that combines heat pump technologies with radiant heating and cooling panels, an efficient indirect, direct evaporative cooling system that is particularly appropriate for their climate, a thermal storage system, and a comprehensive monitoring and control system. The team employs both PV and solar thermal systems, including a solar clothes dryer, a sophisticated electrical distribution with both AC and DC buses. All in all, an impressive suite of state-of-the-art energy technologies that is well-engineered and smoothly integrated. The second place award in the engineering contest goes to Team Orange County. University of California, Irvine, Chapman University, Irvine Valley College, and Saddleback College.
For the record, I never doubted Moritz for a minute. No, that's a joke, but hey, come up here, Moritz. Moritz! This is our project engineer. We stole him from Germany. I don't know, thank you all very much. My parents are here, so thanks, Mom and Dad. They're both engineers. And Team Orange County!
And as far as we were concerned, that was pretty much it.